pressing the button. I know. It occurs to me I didn't confirm. Rob, how to say your last name? Is it DaRocha?
DaRocha.
It is DaRocha. We had it wrong, Mrs. Ryan.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness gracious! It is.
Pick
DaRocha.
one. We are so close.
Did you say pick one?
Yeah.
I know. All right. Well, anyway, hey, our guest Rob DaRocha is here today.
Yeah.
Hi, Mrs. Ryan. How are you?
Fine.
Get everything going. He's clapping. That's awesome. Studio audience of one. But he's his biggest fan, so that's always nice.
Fantastic.
Hello there, Mrs. Ryan.
Hello,
Get to
hello.
as usual, all the usual stuff.
Take my scarf off.
I know you were all bundled up yesterday with a holy smokes, with a scarf and a boy. Look at us! It's like a roller coaster here. We're on a ride. Oh, hang on! Oh, ooh, ooh. There we go. Holy shit. Whatever I was saying, it doesn't matter. How you doing, Mrs. Ryan?
Good. Fine.
Did we cover that already? Did
Yeah.
we do that part already? Oh, sorry. I'm out of it. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Tonight is Wednesday, December 5th, 2018. My name is Jay Ryan. This is Nicole Ryan. We are the Ryans, and this is tonight's show.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. How you doing, Mrs. Ryan? What's
Welcome
going
back.
on?
Welcome.
Do-do-do-do-do-do.
Welcome.
I like your shirt today, Mrs. Ryan.
Thank you.
Telefunken.
Oh, the greatest.
It's been all over the internet.
Yeah?
Telefunken. Yeah, I'm just saying in general.
Cool.
They got their new website up and running. Tony posted about it, so we shared that stuff and talking about Porsche builds and everything that they're doing. It's pretty
I've
exciting.
seen a little bit of that on the social.
It's pretty exciting, I think.
It's so exciting.
Trying to think, any other hellos, anything we didn't cover from last night? Not really.
I think we got everything.
Nice. Well, then let us get right into the East Coast feed. So where we left off, the East Coast feed yesterday, we finally heard what the deal was, blah, blah, blah. He really likes this girl, and there's a lot of reasons why. And I think that's good and great. Then we saw a video of them at a diner, and Coraline was being very cute and all. And I just heard a lot of and it was like, okay, all right, I see what's going on here. I think I see what's going on here.
Okay.
Anyway, let's check in with the whole fam.
All right.
Over with the East Coast feed, Danbury Chive, Steve Kaz, roll it Hal.
Mrs. Ryan, he's here with Pops.
Mr. and Mrs. Ryan, listen, for Christmas, I'm going to sing Christmas Dreaming for you, all right? I'll send you a video, all right? All right. Love you guys.
Happy birthday, Nicole.
Oh, Nicole, happy birthday.
There we go.
The Sagittarian, the best.
When we're doing a little Christmas decorating here, we got the tree. Coraline, you decorating the tree? Say hi to Jay and Nicole.
She just wants that.
Can you tell East Coast Feed?
She put him up.
She's not being very cooperative. We're just doing tree stuff tonight. And where's Grandma? Grandma, say hi to Jay. Hey, say hi to Jay.
Hi, Jay. Have a wonderful Christmas and New Year. Mwah!
And there it is, signing off from the Kaz household for Christmas and New Year's.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
It's his birthday?
Yes, beautiful. What happened?
What are you being?
Oh, yeah?
I'm hungry.
What do you want to eat? Hungry.
What do you want to eat, Coraline?
You?
What do you want to eat? What do you want to eat? Macaroni?
Do you want macaroni?
And we're done here.
Yep.
Oh, hi to the family.
I know,
Thanks
that
for the
kid's cute.
wishes. Yeah.
That kid's cute.
Kid's adorable.
All right, moving on right down the line here, Mrs. Ryan. There's not too much stuff to get to, but let us check in with our good old friend, Brother Angelo in Los Angeles Living, who has a announcement to make in the world of real estate here in Los
Awesome.
Angeles. Roll it, Hal.
Hey, Jay Ryan, Nicole, how's it going? So I just wanted to report to you from the Jeremy Hotel in swanky West Hollywood, where my company is now going from Pacific Union, becoming Compass. Yes, we are now Compass, the second largest real estate company in the United States. And I just wanted to let you and your Porsche subscribers know the good news. So hey guys, just thinking of you from here, and I just have to laugh. Love you.
I love that Angelo.
Yep. I love that Angelo too. I'm so happy for him. I'm so proud of him. He's killing it lately.
It is tremendous news.
Isn't it? Well, just
Yeah.
him in general. I mean, he's just killing it.
He's
But
so-
obviously it's great news for the company too, sure.
Oh, I meant for him that he's killing it and doing so well. That's the
Oh,
news.
yeah. If you need a house in Los Angeles or if you're selling one, Los Angeles Living, hit him up. I guess it used to be Pacific Union, but now it's going to be Compass. But Los Angeles Living, I know you can get to him that way through his own website.
Directly through him and Instagram, like all the
Angelo
socials
Fierro.
and stuff. And there's a couple of people we know selling houses or have them on the market. Like, you never know. Investigate.
Yeah.
It's a great resource, and he's the best.
Yeah, he's really fun to work with, and no bullshit too. That's what we like about him. Just, I mean, was our realtor getting here, but also he's a personal friend and like family. Obviously, if you couldn't tell from that, but he's a straight shooter, no bullshit, and he's that way with his clients. He's that way. It's his DNA. He can't be the typical. He's not a used car salesman.
Italian New York. Straight
Yeah,
to the point.
there's a few things there. There's a few stereotypes that you could assume, and he doesn't fit them. Other than
Correct.
being the Italian guy from New York, he definitely is that. If you want to know where to eat in this
He knows
town,
that.
yeah, he's the guy.
Definitely good recommendation.
All right, Mrs. Ryan, it's time to ask the question that's on everyone's mind.
Dun, dun,
What's
dun,
going
dun.
on? Dun, 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 dun.
Wow.
That's the end. Oh shit, you're right. We can do it both.
Ireland did one of the most in-depth studies that's been done and like properly published about vitamin D deficiency.
Ooh.
Vitamin D is the study. What we know in the study reinforced that vitamin D deficiency is a major factor in depression.
For sure.
So that's a huge thing, and they looked at that a lot with me with MS when I first got diagnosed, but I had really high levels somehow.
I think it's really smart to check that in general in people because it's sunlight, right? Isn't that what you get from sunlight?
It's
vitamin
the
D?
sunlight vitamin. So
Energy.
the study that
Translates
they
to energy.
yes, and so everything they found in the study that goes farther than does it just correlate with depression. Yes, we know that, but it was also really about like everything you're just saying about energy, like bone health, inflammation, like anything that kind of goes with your immune system. So it's actually a really good diagnostic tool, this study, because it goes much farther. So it's pretty rad. Good job, Ireland.
I like that they're on the right track.
I like that they're looking at it for more than, because the note I made was like, if you look at the link, the tie that binds underneath everything, it's the energy thing that you pointed out.
Cut right to it.
It just affects so many parts of the body. So they looked at that, and it's super interesting because it shows how far deep it goes, the energy effects.
Okay.
So, blah, blah, blah.
Well, yeah. Right. It's all connected.
Yeah, it's all connected. Similarly, apparently human brains can hibernate like bears do. Like we know bears do in the winter.
Sleep mode?
Yeah,
Put
but
our shit in sleep mode?
just the brain though, like the body can still function and stuff, and like you can still work and function as a person.
Whoa. Is this the autopilot, like when you're driving home and you got home and you're not sure how you got there because you were thinking about work or whatever the hell, your brain's somewhere else?
Probably. It sounds very similar. They studied this in Antarctic researchers. They kind of studied themselves because like there's periods where they're using Antarctica as a training ground for people to go to Mars. So it's because it's got similar isolation and temperature and like people social deprivation, all that shit. So they expect
seems like a desert would do the same thing. There must be some other reason.
Antarctica is a desert technically.
Yeah, I understand. I'm saying a warm one.
Yeah, well, they're just using options, whatever.
No, there's got to be another reason though for Antarctica that they're not saying. For me to understand this story more, being a person who can get to the root of things, I want to know why they're doing it in Antarctica. You don't have that information. That's okay. It's not.
I do.
Oh, please tell me.
It's the sample of like they could study themselves. It was just like, it makes sense to me, but
why? What they need is isolation, from what you're telling me.
They need these specific circumstances to deprive humans of a bunch of things: temperature, social interaction, like world interaction. So where they are, how they're very isolated in their study station in Antarctica, okay, whatever. The whole point, though, is that they expected there's two different ways that the brain that handles energy deficiency. Or shit, now I've got my stories confused.
I was going to say, if we're going to go back to the other one, then it makes sense.
It's not. There's active neurological coping and passive neurological coping mechanisms. So they expected that the active ones would go down. That's like doing puzzles and things to keep your brain, like actively keep your brain occupied. Whereas the passive ones are like depression, like that's a coping mechanism. But really they all went down, which is what showed the hibernation factor. I wrote that. Whatever.
No, I don't think you did.
Well, whatever. It's been found that circadian rhythms are tied to spinal cords because the spinal cord injuries affect circadian rhythms, and that was not previously known. But they found that.
But we know this, right?
I don't know.
Really? You don't know? With all your chakra studies and everything?
I can make a logical argument for why it would happen, but I don't know.
Oh, well, okay. You're right. I don't know either then. But nobody knows anything if we're going to go that route. I don't want to expand this out, but I'm just saying, I mean, you please continue. We don't need to extrapolate.
Okay. Oxford scientists think they may have solved a mystery of dark matter.
Did you skip over the other? Did you finish it?
I ended it because ultimately we do know, but this is a new study and it doesn't seem to be of interest because you're just going to tell me we already know, and we do.
I'm not trying to say that. I'm sorry.
It's the truth. So I'll move on. Oxford scientists think that they may have solved a mystery about dark matter in space. 95% of the cosmos, like the whatever, do we know this too?
Whatever you can't see.
Yeah, is dark matter. But
anything
they found
not a star or whatever else.
Yes, but because they didn't know what it was, they didn't know how to measure it. So it's like dry versus wet measuring when you bake. It's different because part of what they found out is that dark matter and dark energy is what make up dark matter. Is more of a fluid. It's not just vast emptiness. So it affects the measurements of how the cosmos and the atmosphere expands, and it's not atmosphere. What's the word for like galaxies?
Yeah, space is all I can think of as well. Space. The final frontier.
Oh, there's another. I'll think of it. I'll find
emptiness.
It
Void.
Atmosphere. That's wrong.
Back to atmosphere.
Anyway,
as long as it sounds right now.
Whatever, all the measurements of what we previously thought dark matter was are a little bit off because it's like baking with dry measuring cups versus fluid ones.
We can't accept that there's nothing there. There's something everywhere. Even where there's nothing right here, there's stuff here.
Yeah.
We know that there's air and there's particles and there's all sorts of things here. So we can't accept that there's nothing outside there. So we're calling it dark matter, and there's a whole lot to that. It's a much bigger can of worms than we should probably get into in the news here if we're going to explain what dark matter could be. Because, I mean, there are many, many theories.
Yes, I'm not going into what's in it. I'm just saying it's now like scientifically qualified as a fluid versus matter. So it's measured differently, and it affects a lot of expansion measurements and whatever.
It does, especially because fluids generally don't contract.
They do if they change the state, fluids and gas. Oh.
So, like I said, liquids don't.
Yep.
If they change state, then sure, then they're not liquids anymore, though.
Not knowing it was a fluid to begin with affected a lot of this stuff because they didn't account for its change of state. So it's
interesting. I'm going to explore this one.
Me too.
From what I understand about space is it's wicked cold, right? Certainly frozen, like freezing cold.
Parts of it.
Parts of it. Not all of it?
No.
Oh, I didn't know that. There's space currents of warm pockets and
there's
cold
temperature
pockets?
gradients in black holes and in parts we don't know about, and so the temperature affects all of it.
We're going so far. I mean, we're not. Can we Please.
The
move
last
on,
one
please.
is sure. Do you know Sally from Sesame Street?
No, she was not on it when I used to watch
She
it.
was
Mr.
on the
Hooper was
first
on it when I used to
episode.
watch it.
Listen, she was on the first episode. Apparently, Gordon gave her a tour, but they might
The first episode of Sesame Street ever? No kidding.
Yeah, Gordon gave her a tour to show her around what Sesame Street was. They're apparently now making a movie about Sesame, like set in the land of Sesame Street. Anne Hathaway is going to play this gal.
Oh, okay.
So I thought it was super. I love Anne Hathaway. It's a great tie-in for
So do
Sesame
I.
Street.
She's also 40-something, right?
She's
No
not going to
offense.
play the little girl. I think.
Oh, I thought that's what you said.
The character probably is older now. It might be like League of
see.
Their Own.
I see.
It's a first announcement of like tying in pieces together that I really like. I didn't know about this Sally
I
person,
gotcha.
and you
I
know
thought it was
everything. So I thought you might
No,
know.
I don't mean to sound that way.
But you know a lot about Sesame Street, more than I remember.
Yeah, I loved it growing up.
Yeah, so
I know all the characters. I remember when Elmo was introduced.
Mm-hmm.
He was a new character for me. Still is, in my mind.
It's always there for me.
So wait, is that it?
That's it.
Oh, then that's been What's Going On. Dun, 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 dun. Good job, Mrs. Ryan.
Thanks.
All right, can we take a quick break and
Yes.
then bring in our guest, Rob DaRocha?
Yes,
All right,
that sounds great.
then let's do it.
Okay.
Take a quick break. When we come back, Rob DaRocha will be here. More to come. we're back. That's easy.
back.
And we're back. Oh, yeah, I got to move. I did this
Should I
again.
turn around?
No, you're fine. I did this again.
Get a side profile view.
Why don't you guys introduce each other? I'll be right with you.
Hi, what's your name?
My name is Rob DaRocha. That's my white name.
Your white name?
Yeah, it is my white name. My real name is Roberto.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, right. You speak Spanish.
I speak fluent
fluently.
Spanish. Yeah, that was my first language.
Born and raised here.
Down the street.
Yes, raised here. Yeah, raised here pretty much. You guys were talking about dark matter, but does dark matter really matter? Like, I don't know. So stupid.
I'm a nerd. I'm a space nerd sometimes.
Obviously, I did.
Yeah.
But I think to me, just
I did.
It makes no. You did?
She actually went to space.
Wow, that's like the movie. Did your shuttle go out to outer space?
You even know.
See, you know the movie. I don't think I'd seen the movie prior.
You've never seen the movie?
I've seen it now.
And you went to space camp?
I've seen it now. I don't think I'd seen it prior to
That
going.
was a great movie because it gets sent to outer space. Wasn't Tate something?
Tate Donovan.
Tate Donovan, yeah.
This movie came up on the show.
Hercules
just the other
voice.
Day. What?
Hercules.
He was Hercules?
Yeah, he was Hercules voice. Went out with
Kevin
Jennifer
Sorbo.
Aniston. Yeah,
There we go.
I know my stuff.
There's your cameraman. Sorry about that.
look at
See,
that.
you came in here so quickly during the break that I forgot my duties.
Perfect.
I need a full crew.
Did you know that vitamin D also affects a lot of vampires?
Wait, why is that?
Because they don't get enough sun.
Hey-o.
No, that was dumb. I don't know. I think it's funny that Ireland's the one that discovered that because that's like the whitest people. Probably like the potato famine too. That like they don't have sunlight there basically.
That's why it's a problem.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why they looked into it.
And they're
why
indoor
everyone's so tired.
drinking Guinness all day and not going out in the sun. So that's what that's what happens. I don't know. Being stereotypical.
It was a nice heads up.
I like that you wrote notes during the whole thing.
I was
came out here with material.
Yeah.
How prepared?
No, just trying to prepare.
Well, you made the comment too when you came here today. You weren't sure what you were walking into. Well, here you are.
This is impressive. This is the closest I'll ever be on Letterman. This is it.
Yeah, all of us, I think, at this point, sure, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, unless I'm going to be this...
One of the 6 guests on Netflix?
Oh, what was it? This next guest doesn't need an introduction? If I was on the show, I would need an introduction.
That's pretty good.
This guest needs an introduction.
It seemed to me that that show would have those words uttered in it at some point, and it never ever did. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, all right, tonight's guest, I give him a nice warm welcome, whatever. It was never my next guest needs no introduction.
Well, maybe that's why the title was there, and just Barack Obama, and then everyone knows who that is.
And I think you're right. That must be it.
Yeah,
because it was pretty fluid.
Yeah. Him with this big beard and just looking.
There was one where blah blah blah. Somebody said something about who our guest is Judd Apatow. They yelled out, and yeah, right, like Judd Apatow would be here, and blah, blah, somebody shouted out, and they looked over like the third row. Holy shit, Judd Apatow is here! And he's just sitting in the audience.
That's great. I love that. Actually, Judd Apatow's right over here.
Yeah, exactly. Let's bring him in, folks.
Look at that, Judd Apatow showing up.
All right, Rob DaRocha. I didn't know you until today, but we have a lot of mutual friends in common, that's for sure.
Yeah, we do. We do.
And it seems like a lot of similar interests.
What do you mean? Oh, with like movies? Yeah, Woody Allen and
just comedy.
Comedy. I love comedy.
I'm one of those people who never did comedy, but I grew up a wicked fan of it and like a student of it and studying it and like the guy who should have gotten his ass on stage but just didn't or whatever. Yeah, maybe I wouldn't have been good at it, but I mean, I probably. I mean,
is anyone really good at it? No, I'm just kidding.
I don't know, but you know what I'm saying. So, as I'm a student of comedy, and then you're somebody who does it.
I love it. It's like I used to watch Comic Strip Live right before SNL. So I would watch that and watch all the upcoming comedians that are all like famous now. Some of them not, whatever, but like Lopez. I know what's it called, Pat Buckles. That's my manager right now. Do you know who that
Pat's
is?
managing you?
Yeah, she's managing me.
Awesome.
Yeah. So
she booked everything.
Yeah, she used to book everything. Now she doesn't, which sucks for me. But
she knows everyone. She's
fantastic. She does. Comedy Central. She booked Nick Swartzen on his first Comedy Central Presents.
Yeah.
Did Premium Blend and all that stuff. But I used to watch that show, and that was like, I just loved it. So it was like.
and we figured out we're similar in age. I watched all of the comedy TV shows. There was Comic Strip Live. There was Evening at the Improv. There was Caroline's. I think might have even had one.
Yeah,
at
they
one
had a
point.
short, brief little moment. Yeah.
Caroline's at a show?
Yeah, I think so.
Couldn't have been Evening at, but I feel like there was one. I know there was.
I know
one
you
for
showed
sure.
it to me,
Yeah.
but I didn't know that.
I think it was on for a brief, like I think for like a season.
But there were
or
a
two.
million of them. There was
Yeah.
one at the Laugh Factory from the world famous Laugh Factory.
Right.
Yeah,
Like,
there was Que Locos on Pasadena, the Ice House. They used to do
That's
that.
right. That's right.
With Mike Robles used to host that.
So I'm growing up on the East Coast and loving comedy, but watching all these shows. So you apparently were watching the same shows. That's how you got into it?
I got into it just because like Spanish was my first language, so I gotta tell that because that's just something that's really like whenever I talk Spanish in front of people, they always are surprised because I look as white as I do. Right?
Oh, well, Roberto DaRocha.
Well, I go by Rob, so it's like no one ever expects me to speak Spanish. Like when I'm at a Mexican restaurant and I start speaking Spanish, everyone looks at me like, "What the hell?" Like I did a magic trick or something like that. They're like, "How are you?"
And you way
Spanish?
out order everybody, I'm sure.
Yeah, obviously, no.
So when you go, like you see, well, we talked a little bit about your family ahead of time, but if you see any family, something like that, you speak in Spanish?
Yeah, all of them. Like when you see me with them, I look like I'm out of place.
Really?
Like, yeah, because I look like my mom's a little light skinned, but she has an accent when she talks. I don't hear the accent, but everyone else can hear her accent.
Whoa.
But yeah, so Spanish is my first language, and I started speaking. Like making people laugh was one way that was universal for me. So it was like
bridges
growing
the gap.
up. Yeah, so like I didn't speak English till I was like maybe in second grade or something like that.
Whoa.
Really?
Yeah.
When you were in school?
In school, I was already in school, but at that time, I think they thought you were like special because you didn't speak English. Like they didn't have ESL and stuff like that. They didn't have English as a second language.
Wow.
So it was like two classes that were like totally different. One class, like, and then they would throw all the Spanish kids in like one, and like, I mean, I had to go to like the special room, I guess, and learn English in there, and I didn't know how to read or write it. I didn't know how to read or write. I didn't know how to read Spanish either, so I was like an illiterate Spanish person.
Well, then maybe you were. That does sound special.
Yeah, it is special.
Let's not gloss over why you're in the special class.
But
How long was your bus?
How long was my bus? I didn't have a bus. I walked.
Oh, that's right.
No,
It doesn't work here.
no, I was like, what happened with me was my mom was like, my dad passed away before I was born.
I didn't know if we were going to get to that.
Yeah, so then like he died in a plane crash. He like missed his flight too.
This isn't the beginning of a joke, by the way.
No, that's not.
It certainly sounds like it should be.
No, it was a TWA flight back in I'm going to age myself, 1975, and so he got like he missed his flight, and then like he worked for the airline, so they brought the plane back. Like literally he missed. I'm not joking. Like that was how laid back it was back then. So like they brought the plane. I don't know why I'm laughing. It's weird to talk about it. But yeah, they brought the plane back. He got on the flight.
This is a weird thing.
Yeah,
you didn't even know him.
Yeah,
this is what's really weird.
I didn't know him, yeah. So passed away. Then my mom went through like a hard period of time. Came to LA because my grandma was out here and she owned like a bunch of different restaurants, so she kind of like took care of us. And I used to hang out with my grandma like every day. I wasn't even going to school. I went to school for a brief moment, and like I hated it because I didn't know how to speak English, and the kids were really like mean. So I mean, there's a picture of me documented of me just crying on my on my picture. Yeah, it was bad. I remember it's just so big. So like the kids were just mean. And then after that, like, yeah, my mom like quit her job, whatever. She had a lot of money because the airline gave her money, and like she got like money for like
wrongful death and all.
Yeah,
that.
exactly. So like every month, my mom got like a $500 or $1,000
some
check.
stipend from the airline.
Yeah, until I was 18 years old, and then so from there, like second grade or so, that's when she like bared down on me and just was trying her best to catch me up to everything. So like I was in a special class, and I just remember being like yelled at a lot, and just like, and so I was a bit of a class clown, and I just found humor. I specifically remember one time this girl named Yuri, so like everyone's like, who's the funniest person in class? This is third grade, and then she's like, oh yeah, they're like, Freddie, da da da, and then they're like, no, Robert's hilarious. and I didn't know what hilarious meant, so I was like,
Fuck
bitch.
you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I could curse, right? Yeah, I was like, fuck you. Calling me hilarious? Go fuck yourself. But yeah.
You got some nerve.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, we should probably...
And that's why my English, like everyone always thinks I'm from New York or whatever, and I think it's like a lot of it, like I learned how to speak English through watching like Bugs Bunny, like Batman, and then like as I got older.
But those are all caricatures, so you were essentially learning how to fake an English accent.
Right, exactly.
Right?
So like, what's
By
up,
basically
Doc?
doing Bugsy or...
Yeah, what's up, Doc was one of my first, like that was my first sentence. And
yes.
So that was weird.
It's not weird. Guess how I learned to talk to people? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a reason these are my mannerisms. I'm not imitating anybody. It's just how I am.
Oh, I know. That's why people always think I'm Italian or something like that.
Sure.
Or like, I watch a lot of like Scorsese films, and that's why I was like enjoying that Kaz family. And they're like, hey, how you doing?
That's
all
them.
right. We got this. He kept on saying all right at one point.
The grandfather who's going to sing for us, literally, he's echoes of Sinatra. He is a Sinatra tribute.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no joke. Like, so you're not kidding about the family.
He's like, we're gonna go take care of that. All right. It felt like it was like it was like Goodfellas. It was like going through
the
it.
pan.
Yeah, Jimmy 2 times, and then like, hey, grandma, say
Go
hello.
get the
Hey,
papers,
how
get
you
the papers.
doing? Yeah, exactly. How you doing? Hey, grandma, good to see you. You're doing great.
Jay, you have a fabulous Christmas.
Yes, exactly. That's what it was like. I was like laughing. I was like, what? Going through the hey, kids, say hello. No, I'm not gonna say hello. I love kids. Kids can be so rude, and no one cares. You're like, oh, how adorable.
Oh God, it
If you
is.
do that as an adult, be like, hey, Rob, say hello. No,
You ruined Christmas.
Yeah, exactly.
You're a dick.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a dick, but what the kid does, it's like, oh, that's
Adorable.
cute. Don't worry about it.
All right, well, back to your family tree for 2 seconds, just to do the math here. Do you look different because your dad was white? Is that what the issue is here?
No, my dad's not white. He was Brazilian.
Oh.
So my last name's Brazilian. My last name's pronounced actually DaRocha.
So he screwed me up too? I
No,
could've done DaRocha.
but I go by DaRocha because that's how like my
I
mom would
see.
say it. And like, and that's if you speak Portuguese, that's how you would say it. But
Right.
I sound like a jerk if I'm like, oh, excuse me, it's really pronounced DaRocha.
Yeah.
There's an R there. Like, I hate people that like, yeah, like they're just like, come on, like I'm not gonna be like, yeah, but what's your name? I should actually pronounce Roberto Call DaRocha, right? Because the R's are not there. But I'm not gonna say that to somebody.
Well, my name is just the letter J. It's not J-A-Y. So I have this issue.
J. Oh, really?
Yeah.
How?
What? Doesn't
J
matter.
with a Y,
Not
someone
gonna get
says?
not going to get into it. It doesn't matter. But yeah, I do get it. Well, because they'll ask. I mean, when
Right.
it's written and then it becomes a thing. Do you say something? Do you not say something? And it depends on what the thing is, how high the stakes are. Like, is it male? Am I going to get something? It should be right.
Right. I just make it easier because some people say DaRocha, like everyone always screws up. Like growing up, like my name was always screwed up, and
I thought like Amen Rocha, like DaRocha.
yeah, and that's what people have said too. And I think, like growing up, like every day, I used to hate when we had a substitute teacher. Because it would always
You're
remind.
the only guy.
No, but I loved it. No, I loved it in that sense. But I just knew that day, it was the first day of school, and also whenever a sub came, because whenever they did the roll call, they would say the people's name, present, whatever, and like they would always come to my name, and it was always like so difficult to say. Like, is there a Roberto? Is there a Rubber Toe? Carlo.
Rubber Toe.
Yeah, Carlo.
Oh my God, that would so be your nickname, Rubber Toe.
Yeah,
Rubber Toe.
Rubber Toe.
Holy crap.
So it would be like, and they'll be like, DaRocha. I hated my last name so much. I could still, this is a crazy little story, but it was at Burbank Elementary.
Then why did you change your first name?
I changed it to Rob. No, I changed it to Rob because it's easier. I talk about it in my stand-up. But
I
like,
see. Okay.
But I do
Don't burn it here.
No, I'm not.
Good
But it's like Rob's easier. Rob's just easier than saying Roberto, like or like, and then Roberto doesn't sound exotic, so it's not sexy anymore. It's Roberto.
Oh, I see. And you're
So,
Brazilian, you gotta have that sexiness.
So DaRocha, like I remember, like one time it was like the end of school, YWCA or YMCA used to pick me up, right? And
you could have been at the Young Women's Christian Academy.
Yeah, but it was a YWCA. But it was. But I know
there's nothing wrong with that.
There was a school, like it would pick me up after school because my mom was working. So one time, like she couldn't pick me up, and they came to pick me up, and because she wanted me to be around other kids, so socialize and speak more English. So I remember they came outside and they're like, "Yeah, is there a Roberto DaRocha?" All the kids, I remember, all of them started laughing. No, but they didn't know it was me.
Oh, they're making fun of some stupid name.
Yeah, and I started laughing too. I'm like, what a stupid name. They're like cockroach, da-da-da.
Oh, no.
And I just stood there going like, yeah, that's a funny last name. Who's got that idiot stupid last name?
Oh, that is the Billy Madison fucking solve if I've ever seen one.
So
Everybody pee their pants.
Yeah, exactly. And then I had to go back inside, and I'm like, no, I was out there by myself because no one picked me up. And I
You peed your pants.
No, I didn't pee my pants. So I went inside and I just said, I'm like, hey, well, no one's picking me up. And they're like, yeah, we called your name. And I'm like, yeah.
Here's the thing. Other people were around, and I don't answer to that in front of other people.
The way you said it, yeah, the way you said it, and everyone started laughing. Did you not notice that? Like, why would I claim that to be my name? So,
by the way, I stand by you on that. I understand that position.
Oh,
as a
it
kid.
was. It's still like I still remember it like clearly. So then when I got to high school, I just decided to beat it by just my name became Roach, and that was it. So everyone thought I was a gangster or
drug dealer or something. Yeah,
Roach
exactly.
clip, right. When I was at Notre Dame High School.
Oh, it's a roach, right? Isn't a roach a joint? Yeah, roach.
Yeah, roach clip. So
I don't mean to sound so.
Look,
we enjoy the pot.
It's called a roach clip, right? Is that a little thing right there?
Well, these days it's a vape pen, and she smokes it out of a wooden box with a hose, a hookah-looking thing. You know what I mean?
Really? Yeah, it's too much
For
now.
medicine,
It's like everyone's like MacGyver now and like carrying like a button, like they got like a blowtorch and like I'm like, dude.
Everyone was MacGyver in the 90s, yo. People used to come to my house with apples and shit. Like that's MacGyver. I don't know how to do
then that's
that.
somebody who's not prepared.
If
they came to your house, they should have come with a pipe,
exactly.
and then if they didn't have one, they would have used your apple.
Like a lazy stoner.
Yeah, I guess
that's kind of an
oxymoron. They go together.
Yeah, exactly. No, I had a friend of mine that was he would bring a case with him, and it was like a fish and tackle box, whatever. And
a serious apparatus.
Yeah. And then he would put together this bong that had like 3 chambers.
It's like a pool
It was
cue.
just way too much, and he had like Velcro, and he'd stick it on, and like.
But you know the guy that shows up at the fucking shitty bar with his own pool cue, like, okay, bro, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Relax.
It's not
buddy.
Boston billiards.
Yeah.
I mean, take it easy, you know.
But that's
fucking fat Minnesota fats over here.
Yeah, exactly. So when someone shows up to your house, you're like, "Yeah, you want some beer?" No, I brought my own beer that I made.
Thank you. Actually, I have this kegerator. Can I just plug it in?
Yeah, exactly. Like, settle down.
Oh man. Well, first of all, you're fucking a riot. You're a delight.
Oh, thank you. This is great. I love this whole like scenery.
Oh, thanks. There you are. That's you.
Gotta lose some weight.
Do you ever get that you look like anyone?
Carson Daly.
Oh shit! I wasn't thinking of that, but that's a good one.
I get Carson Daly. I get Bruce Willis. I get Rob Livingston. And I get
Ron Livingston.
Ron Livingston. Yeah.
You got to do the eyebrow though for Ron Livingston. There you go.
And then I get De Niro. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I was asking because especially with the story about how your dad died in a plane crash before he was born, before you were born and everything. I was like, I'm pretty sure he's a Murray. Because he looks like Joel Murray to me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you could be a Murray boy,
Really?
and maybe your mom slept with a Murray, and then all of a sudden concocted this story about your hero pilot father who passed away. When meanwhile Bill Murray's been signing Delta checks to your mom, TWA checks.
You know what? That would be a dream come true. But then I would have to call his like personal hotline and whatever.
It's called the 800 number.
Yeah, the 800 number, and I don't think that would work out too well. I should do 23andMe. I should do that. Maybe I'll find out something else. I don't know.
Well, luckily they're all good-looking people.
I used to always think
Joel Murray is by far the best-looking of the Murray boys because I don't know if you know who I'm talking about, but he's
wasn't he
it's a compliment. No, not Brian Doyle Murray.
Oh, okay.
He's the one who was on Mad Men and stuff. Like he's the handsomer one.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Pretty.
Yeah. Pretty, the handsomer one. And the
if you see him, I think you'd be like, "Oh yeah, I know that guy.
I'd totally bang him.
20 more pounds. 20 more pounds." All right, so we have a mutual friend in you guys, Nick Swartzen, and then Richard Chasler, who is one of my favorite people.
The Chasman.
One of my favorite people. Shout out to Richard Chasler. We love you. How do you know these guys? Is it through comedy? What's the deal?
I met Nick a long time ago when I first started doing stand-up, and like he was just really nice to me, and like he invited me to his like roller skating party or whatever. Like I remember like Sandler, David Spade were there. Like he was up and coming, and then like I was like half-assing comedy, but still like I was like
half-assing. You mean like just?
I wasn't like taking it serious. Like I was like I wouldn't perform on the weekends because I felt like that's my weekend to like go out and drink. Yeah, it was stupid.
You're the second person who sat here telling that story.
Really?
Yeah.
Who else?
No, it was someone else doing, but they didn't. I don't remember the name, but it was somebody who was like, "Yeah, I just haven't really committed to it. Like, I still do it. I still go up." And we're like, "It's not really that type
now
of
if
thing."
I book a show, it's like like the Laugh Factory or the Ice House calls or whatever. Like this past weekend, I did the Ice House and the Laugh Factory, but they call me like 3 days in advance. Like, hey, you want to do the show? I'm like, yeah, I'll cancel everything if I have plans to go out to go watch a sporting event or whatever. I'm just, unless it's tickets to the Lakers or something like that. But other than that, like it's priority. So like I met Nick through that, and then I met Chasser just from doing the scene, seeing him around. Kept on nagging me to do the Laugh Factory because he used to run a show there, and I'm like, all right, fine, I'll give you a spot. It's like, it's the Chaz man. I want a spot. He almost sounds like Woody Allen. He's like, he's the funniest. He'll be like at a restaurant with Nick tells the story too, but he doesn't. When he does it, I just start laughing. He's like. So like they were at a Crate and Barrel, whatever. Not a Crate and Barrel.
Cracker Barrel.
Crackle, whatever.
Cracker Barrel.
Yeah. Places where you just order your freaking food and shut up. You don't do specifics there.
Places.
You go order a number 4 or whatever, So it's like, hey, I'll have a number 4, I'll have number 3, and it gets the Chas, and it's like, okay, I want toast, all right, but I want the cheese on top of it, but I don't want it melted, and I want. It's like, dude, like the lady's just looking at him like,
he's amazing.
Just shut up, And then like Nick yelled at him, was like, just shut up, dude, just order something, dude. Like you're at a Cracker Barrel, whatever. I don't go to them often, but. Chaucer's just an interesting character. He's fun.
He's the most proficient Nebuchadnezzar Jew I've ever met in my life.
Oh my God, dude! I went on the road with him. It was like plane, trains, and automobiles.
Yeah,
it's like I was like ready, like we're ready to leave, and like you already know, like Nick misses flights, so we're going to Naples, Florida for like Nick's birthday, whatever. We're doing a show out there, so it's just me and him, and we're just like. I'm like, all right. I'm like, you order the Uber, whatever. I'm like, he's gonna order. He's like, I don't use Uber. I use Lyft. I use Lyft. So I'm like, all right, fine. Like the plane's gonna leave soon. We got to get going. We're at Kitchen 24 in West Hollywood. So we're sitting there, and it's like, I'm like, okay, so when's it coming? He's like, it's gonna take 20 minutes. I'm like, 20 minutes? Like, just order an Uber. I don't use Uber. So we're sitting there, we're waiting, right? And then finally, and I'm like, usually when you're waiting for a car, you go outside, and we're like pressed for time. So I'm like sitting out there. I'm like, what are you doing? And then he's like, I just got off the phone. They're not going to make it. And I'm like, what? And then at this point, I'm like, and he's like, just order. And I'm like, I order the Uber. Then he orders an Uber. And then like, which one's going to make it here faster? I don't know how to cancel this. I don't. And he's like with his glasses looking at his phone. Like, I'm just like, what do you do? Like, he was just driving me crazy. I don't know. If you're watching this, Chasser, I love you. But
it's so perfect.
No, he's like, he's so just, and then we get to the car shows up. He's like, all right, which way are you going? and then the guy's like, he's like, I've been doing this for 20 years. You don't tell me which way I'm going, Like,
I bet he tells cab drivers which way to go in New York.
Oh,
I'm sure that's.
You got to go over here, and you got to drive this way.
How long have you known Chasser?
I would say I've known him for maybe 3 years now.
Oh, okay.
So I haven't even known him that long.
But the first time you met him, what'd you think?
New York Jew,
I thought he was an asshole. First time I met him, but he was sitting in, I don't remember if it was here. It was the old set probably. But first time I met him was here. She'd known him. And I was like, everything went fine, but afterwards I was like, God, that's fine and everything, but like that guy's an asshole, right? And she was like, no, I don't think so. And we had him back.
I don't think so.
No, she was trusting my intuition and stuff too. And we had him back, and I was like, yeah, no, I think you're right. I think that guy's okay. And we had him back, and I was like, I think I really like that guy. And we had him back, and I was like, he's been here. He's the only member of the 5-timer club.
Oh, really? Does he have a jacket and everything?
No, because he's the only guy, so there's no competition.
Oh, man. Not like SNL or whatever?
Well, once there's more than one, then we'll take sizes.
Oh, man, I hope one day this is going to happen.
But anyway,
I want to come on the show and just, I could do Chasser for you if you want the entire time.
I've grown to find his nuance, and he's one of my favorite people. I find him to be incredibly warm and incredibly human. and
yeah.
and all of the things I didn't think he was on the first visit. So I'm curious. What other
Well, for
people's first
me, it was
impression
like I didn't know who he was, and then he just kept on asking to do my show at the time. I had to show at the factory. He's like, I opened up for Mitch Hedberg. You know, like
yeah, they used to be good friends.
Yeah,
Richard will tell you.
Yeah, Richard will tell you. What's your name, Richard? I'm friends with Mitch Hedberg. It's like, okay. It's like, I opened for him. He opened
Mitch
for
can't
me.
tell us.
Yeah, exactly. He opened for me. I opened for him. Whatever. I don't know.
I totally believe it, though.
Oh, I do believe it. It's just always funny because
I don't know why you wouldn't believe it. It's so weird. You claim to like this guy.
I do believe it, but I was just like, all right, dude. You know, like I've been in the business 30 years.
You've got some Christmas bitterness. It is the season. Why is your bitterness for Christmas? What's up with that?
Well, my birthday's December 23rd.
That's really bad. We were talking about yours the other day being in the same season.
Yeah.
But yours is like what day?
The third.
Yeah, see, there's still that breakaway. My whole life has been like right around that time, everyone leaves town, everyone's gone. Everyone always asks me like what I'm doing for my birthday. I'm not one of those people that like it's my birthday month, you know, like girls usually do it. Guys, I've never seen a guy do it actually. But it's like girls do it. Like my sister does it. She's born in November and she's like, it's my birthday month. It's like every day is like, you're not treating again, you know? Like I'm like, now you sound like Chancellor, but but yeah, it's December 23rd, so I just get ripped off. The only person that ever gives me 2 presents is my mom. I love her. She does that thing where she's just like, oh, like I'll get you one for your birthday, one for
I thought. Oh yeah.
No, like one for your birthday, one for Christmas.
I went sadder because I don't have a dad either, and I went like, oh, one for me, one for you. No, you always get 2.
Oh,
wow.
Like a
no.
sweet,
That would be 4
thing.
presidents. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
if
Well,
she
by
did
this
that.
new logic, sure. I'm just catching up.
4 presents would be great. No, she always gets me something good, and my sister gets me 2 presents too. And other than that, because no one else does, you know,
Yeah.
unless I have a girlfriend or something like that. So
Do you?
no, I don't.
Oh shit. There's time.
I don't know. We'll see.
There's 18 more shopping days till your birthday.
No, I don't
up?
think so. That's too much pressure. I'd rather not have a girlfriend at this time. You know what I mean?
Guys always say that around Valentine's Day.
Oh,
like
my
they don't want to go on
God.
first
Talk
dates
about the
anywhere near
way.
Valentine's Day.
Talk about the pressure. I don't like it at all. It's like, I got to do something. And
Yeah,
like,
we pretty much have to get married tonight, right?
Yeah.
Like, isn't that what we have to do in order to?
I'm a type of person that doesn't celebrate. I'll just be like, let's do it the 13th. Let's do it the 12th. And let's do it on a day where like the prices don't go up. And all of a sudden it's like.
You're funny. Let's do it on the day with the chocolates. The
Yeah,
regular price. That's right.
I have a little Jew in me. My mom, my
What
mom.
does Uber call it? The price gouging is what I call it. But
Surge?
surge
Surge.
pricing on chocolate and flowers.
Oh, yeah, no, thank you. I don't do any of that. I don't do
I've
Sherry's
come around a
berries.
little bit on the days of my birthday. It's like I used to celebrate it when I was single, like have a party, but I always used to be like, this is like
We would have a big Hollywood party, and all of your people would come, and clients and friends. I mean, it was a
Yeah.
big deal
look
at some
at
place
you.
in Hollywood.
Yeah.
It was super fancy, but like that's super fancy. Now I like don't. I loved my birthday this year. Just like super quiet. We ordered food. Like I turned my phone off. Like
Yeah.
That's
no,
the way
I
to
mean,
go when you get
I
older.
kind of do the same thing. I just don't, like sometimes I work on my birthday or
Yeah.
whatever, you know, or I'll
Love
do
that.
like stand up or, you know, like last year I was at the Comedy Store on my birthday and, you know, I'll do something like that instead of celebrating it. And it's just such a letdown every year. Like, I mean, it was like, you know, like my sister did something nice for me. She had like a surprise birthday and all my friends were there and it was like a big thing, whatever. But it was at the Pineapple Hill. I don't know if you know that place.
No, I probably quit drinking before it was open.
Oh,
What is
really?
Pineapple Hill.
Oh, Pineapple Hill it's been there forever. It's
Maybe.
right
But
by
maybe
the,
I used to drink there and don't remember.
Yeah, it was by the movie theater over there on Van Nuys and like
The movie theater over there on Van
by
Nuys.
In and Out there off of Van Nuys.
It's not really my
I don't
neighborhood.
In and
know.
Out, no.
Keys. That's all I know. That's all I
You
know.
just went into that keys.
it's all we knew before we
Get
lived
it at
there.
Galpin.
Me.
Yeah.
Get it at Galpin. I like that. You
There
know
was the old come go see cow, go see cow, go see cow, go see cow.
Isn't that weird that
Cal
I used,
Worthington?
as a kid I used to love that commercial because I just thought they were saying pussy cow.
That's terrible.
No, and I was always, but I didn't know English. I was like, pussy cow. I'm like, what is this pussy cow thing? Like, why are they saying this?
Oh my God.
And then the word pussy was just so like, what the, you know, like this old man with a hat on and riding out.
the lasso and the whole bit.
Yeah,
He's a cowboy.
and I'm like, pussy cow, pussy cow, pussy cow. I couldn't hear go see cow.
Wow, that's so funny.
If you want a car or truck, pussy cow. I'm like, what does that have a car or truck?
It sounds like name calling.
Yeah, it is. There was things like that were weird. Like I remember going to school and like they were asking everybody what they had for
These
breakfast.
are regional car commercials in Los Angeles area, by the way, for everyone else watching this.
Go see Cal's the greatest. You should go see Cal, but I think he's dead. I think he died. He's dead. But his son is Cal Worthington and his
Junior. He is Cal Worthington,
or his dog Spot. His
That's
dog
right.
Spot. Yeah, son Spot. Sunspot. That's what we
Sunspot.
Yeah, Sunspot. Yeah. I remember going to school and like just not knowing English well enough. One time they were like, "Hey, what did you have for breakfast?" And I'm like, well, I had some cocoa pebbles." And then everyone was laughing at me. See, like I wasn't even trying to be funny. It was like everyone just started laughing. I'm like, why is everyone laughing? It's like
It's spelled that way on the box. Isn't
yeah,
it? Yeah.
no, my mom would say cocoa. It's like it's cocoa pebbles. You want some cocoa puffs? And I'm like, and it's cocoa. Like everyone's like, you mean cocoa pebbles? I'm like, yeah.
But meanwhile, that's COCO for you, right?
What?
Or COKO. Like,
Yeah,
cocoa
exactly.
is an existing thing for you.
Yeah, exactly. So cocoa, there's an A at
It's
the
new.
end. It's coming. Why are we not pronouncing the A? What's going on here?
Or why put it there at all?
Was there a meeting or something like that? Why don't I just put cocoa? COCO. Yeah.
I would be remiss if we didn't talk at least for a second about cars. Are you into cars at all? It's okay if the answer is no. I don't care.
I'm not. I drive a lot of cars.
Yeah, that's fine.
I drive around.
What was
LA.
your first car?
My first car was a Montero Mitsubishi.
Ooh, off-roader.
No, this is the one that used to flip over, which I did flip over.
How old were you?
I was 20 maybe 21.
Okay.
Yeah, the car flipped over. Like I literally, and I didn't have a seatbelt on. I think I just held on to
Why didn't you have a seatbelt
I
on?
don't know
And I say
why.
that because like it was already a law and it was established by the time I was driving.
Right, and I think it was a law as well at the time. I just didn't like. I think I just left Valley College and I was making a left, and like the car hit me like nicely, like just right on the tip. So like the car was such a like whenever you made a turn, it felt like it was gonna tip over. But I drove it. It was a stick shift. I loved it.
Oh wow!
It was a stick shift, and I like to like go like in the second and start like trying to peel out in it.
Sure,
4-cylinder. Yeah, it was a 4-cylinder, so it was pretty fast. I used to like right here on Chandler.
With nothing in the back, you could probably chirp the tires.
Oh
if
no,
nothing was
I would
in your
love
in
popping the
back.
clutch. Oh, I would love it. People would be like, "What the hell is wrong with it?" Like, and I would drive so like I would try to drive fast in it, like just in turning, and people would always be scared getting off on Haskell. I don't know if you know the exit where like it turns around like a circle.
I didn't actually grow up here like you. I don't know these streets as well.
Well, I'm Chandler.
Talk to me about Mulholland Drive or something like that, or a driving road. I'll know it.
Yeah, those ones.
On Chandler, you know Chandler's got the railroad tracks that don't exist anymore.
I was going to say when I moved here, I used to live over there, and it was.
Oh,
railroad
really?
tracks.
Okay.
I remember when they converted it.
So
to a
remember
bus
those
station.
bumps? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I used to love flying through those bumps, and I would. It felt like I was up in the air.
Get a lot of air.
Yeah, I was.
It's a bus path now. I think I've shown it to you. So it's paved, just concrete, but it used to be, rail beds. So you would. Woo.
Yeah, and you just.
I can imagine that. You just must have flown.
Oh, with my Mitsubishi Montero, I drove that. It was the Red Baron. And it was just like,
this was a custom order. It was red. It was stick.
Yeah, it was stick. It was. It looked like a big roller skate. No, there was no racing stripe. There's no spoiler on it. But I would drive that till I grinded it. Like it was just a weird. It was one of those cars that I loved because it was just funny when I think back to it. Like now I got a car that runs great, whatever. But like
starts every time.
Yeah, it
no
starts
problem.
every time. Yeah,
boring.
No mystery.
No, but like yeah, the radio. Like I have to like open up the thing. Open up the thing.
Nailed it.
Glove box?
No, not the glove box. The front of the car.
Hood?
The hood, yeah, the hood. That's how well I know cars. I would have to open it up and like just mess with the like the different things.
You just wiggle stuff around.
Yeah, and then
you didn't know what you were doing.
Yeah,
just
but
like,
this is not working so well. It's not starting. I'll fix it right here.
Just wing.
Yeah, exactly. So I look like a man.
problem.
I look like a man. I'm like, hey, look at that guy. That guy knows what he's doing.
You opened it and leaned over,
Yeah,
right?
I leaned
That's
over.
half
I
of it
looked
right
and
there.
Done.
Yeah, just like
Your name on the SATs for sure.
People driving by going like, that's a man. That's a man. So yeah.
If only he had a girlfriend during the holidays.
I should get one.
That's what they're all saying.
I should get one.
That's what your mom's saying for sure.
Oh my
right?
God, my mom just thinks I'm gay, I think, you know. So I was like,
Oh, that's all right.
When you're in a Latino,
Well, not if she thinks you're gay. It's okay if you are gay.
no, I'm not gay. I love women. I would be.
I thought this was going to be the spot, and we were going to do it right here and now.
Here we go.
Finally tell everybody.
No, I love women. My mom is very much like, why don't you have a kid? Because in a Latino family, once you turn 40, it's like if you don't have a kid,
Pipes are closed.
no, the pipes are not closed. I still got plenty of juice.
No, you do,
Oh,
but I'm
baby
saying
batter.
as far
Oh.
as the whole thing, it's
thought you were
just
talking
one of
about
those.
baby batter.
They turn it all off. Yeah, no, well,
Yeah. Well, my mom is very much like, she'd just be like, I remember one time we had a discussion. It was like, I was like 36 or whatever. And she's just like telling me, well, there's this guy at my work. And if he says that if once you turn to this age and you're not married or 35 or whatever, you're gay. And I'm like, who told you that? A gay guy? She's like, yes. And I'm like, yeah, well.
who saw my photo
Yeah.
on your computer?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
yeah, that guy probably wants to bang me.
Yeah,
It's
well,
like,
you know what his problem is? He needs to be woken up.
exactly. Because gay guys love turning a straight guy.
Oh my God.
But yeah, I don't know. I just never. I think I love comedy, and who knows if I ever will have a kid or whatever. But my mom's very much like wants me to. Like my sister's got 3 kids, and I'm a great uncle, and I take care of them, and you know, like I'm pretty. They love me to death, and. But yeah, who knows if I'll ever have a kid? I don't know. It's a weird one.
I'm not putting that pressure on you today.
Yeah, I feel like
I
there's
don't
a lot of
recall
pressure.
actually asking that
My
question.
mom actually my mom's here now, so she
Oh, good. You brought everybody.
Let's put her on the line.
Mijo, ¿cómo estás?
What kind of TV do you watch? Do you watch TV at all?
I do. I love television. I watch like a lot of like Netflix, like which Daredevil got canceled. I don't know. I went to Daredevil right
It's
away.
Marvel, right?
Yeah, Marvel because of Disney and all that stuff. So they're
It's Marvel because of Disney and all that
no,
stuff, and that's
they're
why you watched it?
canceling it. No, they canceled it.
Oh, yeah, cause they're going to do their own.
They're their own
streamer.
thing. So which I hope they bring back all those characters and bring them to Disney because that show was amazing.
Got it. So that's the kind of stuff you like. The Marvel.
I like the
universe.
Marvel. Well, I mean, I collected a lot of comic books growing up. Like that helped me learn English as well. Spider-Man
sure.
and His Amazing Friends. That was like my show.
So Stan Lee
Stan
passing
Lee.
away.
Yeah,
Was that a
that's
big deal for you?
one. Yeah, that was a big deal because I mean he created a world where like when you look at the X-Men all like it was a similarity because it was like they all started getting their powers around when they're 12 or 13 years old. And that's when you start
Or
reaching
noticing
puberty.
them. Yeah.
Or like that's when you're going through your hormones and stuff like that. So that's why I liked the X-Men growing up. It was like you're going through this at the same time, and like obviously it wasn't magical powers. I couldn't wait. Growing up, I was like, as soon as I turned 13, I was hoping that I would have some sort of power. The only power I had was hair under my armpit. Which, yeah, which doesn't really help anybody.
Made you even weirder at school.
Yeah, especially when you're playing basketball and like you got like your, and everyone's like, well, you got hairy armpits. So I'm like, yeah, that's not a superpower. So it kind of sucked. But I was hoping that I would have superpowers. I was like, oh, my dad passed away. Yeah, it's a wild imagination.
You're the perfect creation for it. I used to say the same thing. You're the perfect creation for a superpower.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's any evil in there or any kind of wrongdoing
Right.
or craftiness, or you need some kind of other.
I was hoping my dad had some superpowers, passed it on to me.
Gotcha.
Maybe he was, he got.
Well, he's
bit by-
awfully funny. He spray painted the front of his desk.
But yeah, I wish.
What was your? I'm telling you, there's something here. The whole thing about your dad died in a plane. He was a hero pilot. He died in a plane crash. And the plane was pulling away, and he came down.
He wasn't a pilot.
Oh, I thought he was the pilot for the plane.
No,
Oh, he was
I
just a
think my
guy.
mom would have been sued then. No,
I see.
he worked for the airline. He
Oh,
worked
okay.
for the airline. So like,
Not in a flying planes capacity.
no, he was like a ticket agent, like
Well, that's
he was
okay,
on
sure.
his way to an interview in New York, which is why I think I have a New York accent or sound like I have a New York thing or whatever. Because whenever people meet people from New York, they're like, "You're not from New York?" I'm like, "No, I'm not."
You pick it up though.
Yeah, I pick it up, and then maybe subconsciously, I don't know. Now we're getting in depth, like psychology or whatever.
Like Siegfried and Roy.
Yeah. Like,
Just like that.
psychology, like Siegfried and Roy.
It's all about their mothers.
So
That's why they love
stupid.
those cats.
Yeah, exactly. Sigmund Freud. That's what.
Oh, that's the guy.
yeah, that's the guy. But yeah,
Still with the mother though.
Yeah, still with the mother. The mother complex or whatever. But yeah, I think that's why I develop some sort of like thing with New York, which I haven't been. I need to go.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Bro,
Definitely.
you still could be Batman. We don't know. It's Gotham. Get your ass to Gotham. Save the town.
I gotta get out there. That's the one place. I mean, I've been all over the States as of recently.
You've never been to New York City?
No, never been.
You're blowing my
Never
mind
been.
right now
Never
because you have traveled so much with your work.
Yeah, but I haven't been there. That's the one spot that I need to go. I think
It's
will.
weird for me because I'm born and raised there. That's where I'm in Connecticut, right outside. But like
Oh,
my
really?
first jobs were at 30 Rock. She grew up in upstate, so she used to go into New York all the time. I mean, to us, it's like
I need to go, and I will be going soon. I think this year's the year. I got a buddy of mine that's going to be out there, so I'm just going to definitely go out, try out the stand-up scene for a little bit.
There's great clubs out there.
Yeah, I
There used to
know.
be,
I
yeah.
know.
Are there still?
Well, that's the difference. Is like it's like
other than the big ones, are there? Sorry, Caroline's and
Caroline's and
The Cellar.
the Cellar are the ones I'm thinking of, but around them have a great aura of other comedy clubs that they
Awesome.
feed in.
I'm sorry to cut you off. I was curious if there were new ones.
Yeah,
I can't ask you because you've never been.
yeah, I never been.
There's great ones. It's such a good scene there.
Did I cut you off? Were you saying something? I'm
No,
sorry.
I wasn't going to say anything.
You sure?
Yeah, positive.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know what it would be like these days. My memories of New York were from my generation there, and everything I see on television, it looks much different. And like the roads they used to drive, I used to love driving down Broadway. You can't even do that anymore.
Yeah, when you tell me that, like I've never seen Broadway clear enough where one could drive on it. So like when you tell me stories, like nothing makes sense.
Yeah.
Nuts.
So I don't even know what it would. I tell people, oh, you got to go to New York. Meanwhile, like it might suck now. You know what I mean? I haven't been in.
I think it'd be great, and I think I would enjoy it. I'm very much a very blunt person. I always.
You seem like a straight shooter.
Yeah. Like I don't mess around, and I think I like that about that. I'm very much. I get annoyed easily by stupid things or people like standing in the doorway. It's like, why are you standing in a, like.
Right. Why would you stand there?
Yeah, exactly. Like when I'm at like a
places to
bar,
stand.
like I'm like, dude, what the hell's wrong with you? Like
No awareness.
simple things like you have the wherewithal. You make a right on a red light. Like I just like when people are stopped, and like, like if I was
Your
doing
sensibility seems like it'll fit in just right.
yeah, exactly. I'd be like, dude, like if someone smells, I'm like, dude, come on, like,
It is stinky.
yeah, exactly. Like, oh, I hate when people smell. That's the worst. It gets me very upset.
For me, it depends on what it is from. Is it a hygiene issue? Is it did they clean fish for a living? Like,
I mean,
it all
if they're
depends.
homeless, I get it. But if it's like you smell like when people have that cat smell, like they got peed on.
Ammonia and stuff?
Yeah. Oh my God. It's like, how do you not know? And how do you have friends? And you're
But you know the answer to both of those
Yeah,
because
they probably-
it was all in the premise.
no, but I remember just being like
They
somewhere.
smell like cats,
Yeah, exactly. And
and they don't smell it.
Yeah, it's horrible. Like, how do you
No
not
friends.
smell
That's a good
ammonia?
heads
And they
up.
don't have friends, and they don't go out.
How
All of the
do you
things.
not smell ammonia? Like, I know when I smell, and it's like, well, like I'll be at the gym, and I'll be like, people will want to hug me or whatever. I'm like, no.
You're conscious of
Yeah,
it.
I'm just like, I stink right now. Like, get away from me.
You're awesome, man. What do you have coming up? I mean, we're almost out of time, and I want to billboard you.
I'll be at the Irvine Improv on the 12th. Doing a show. I'm featuring for
Big
Kayvon.
pre-birthday show.
No, not at all. Not at all. I'll be there at the Irvine Improv on the 12th. Flappers on the 17th.
Ooh, right around
Flappers
the corner.
is up
That's
here,
right
yeah.
over there. Yeah.
Yeah,
About
right
the
there.
corner
I see it there perfectly. It's like Tron.
That's right. Classic Carson. It was like what I was going for, but it does look more like Tron.
And then what else? And then that's it. I mean, other than that, like I get gigs, here and there.
Yeah,
So-
you're popping up all the time.
Yeah, so I'm like at the Factory or the Ice House. I'll get some more gigs coming up.
All the main rooms, though.
Yeah. And then like tonight, I'm doing like this place called the Shack
In
Marina-
Playa del Rey.
Yeah, Playa del Rey. I'll be doing that.
I used to get drunk there.
Yeah, well, yeah,
Right across from the place with the 8-ball on the roof, there's a satellite dish antenna.
Oh,
like
really?
Moe's or something.
Oh,
Moe's
yeah,
Tavern.
that
Yeah, the
place.
satellite dish on the 8-ball.
like the Simpsons.
Totally.
Yeah.
Hey, get a flaming Moe.
Exactly.
Do you have anything for us? Meaning like this was your first time meeting us. This was your first time
No, this
doing
is
this
really
crazy
great. No,
ass
I
thing?
really enjoyed it. You guys are great. Great company, and you guys get the conversation going. And we really hit a lot of topics and talked about things I don't really talk about much. But
Is there anything we missed?
no, you guys, I was an open book. So yeah, I kind of like this is like the first time I really talk about my dad or whatever. So it's like
I really appreciate you doing that. I personally would be happy to get into as much or as little of that if you ever want to come back. For me, it's a fascinating subject because, like I said, my dad died when I was young.
Right.
But I want to just say thank you for even talking about it at all. I mean, that's personal stuff, and we're new people, and I guess if anything, I just want to say thanks, and I appreciate it.
Oh, well, thank you very much. Thank you for having me on the show.
Yeah, it's cool. I hope you do come back.
I will come back.
All right,
I want to be the 5-timer.
Oh, that's right. Well, you get your work cut out for you.
I'm gonna come over here. I'll be like Chancellor. I want toast. I want it toasted, but I want cheese on top, not melted. It's the way I eat. I want a hard-boiled egg.
Jewish.
All right, Mrs. Ryan, do we have anything else? Goodbyes. I don't know if we have anything. I can't remember.
I think that's all until Friday.
All right, cool. All right, well, we love everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you for being with us. Thank you for watching. And, Breakfast Club. Yeah, of course, Breakfast Club Newcomb's on Friday. 9 a.m. is when they open. We get there around then. Please feel free to come on up, drive your Porsches, get some fresh air, clear your heads. A lot of fun. Mm-hmm. And share some good vibes, good people, good stories, good times. Good. Just, really mellow. Yeah, it's cool. You should too. If you come up in the mountains.
Oh, I will.
If you know how to drive, you can come on
Get
up.
Chancellor. He likes Porsches.
All right. Thanks, everybody. We will see you next week.